I've carefully reviewed the information you've provided, as well as the context available to me, including web sources and official announcements from the Social Security Administration, SSA, up to March 5, 2025. The claim you've presented, that the SSA has announced a one-time supplemental payment of up to $555,000, or even $5,000 as mentioned later in your text, to be deposited within 72 hours, raises significant red flags. Based on the data I have access to, no such announcement exists from the SSA as of today's date, March 5, 2025. Let me break this down critically and provide you with a clear, factual response. First, the numbers you've cited, $555,000 and $5,000, don't align with any known SSA programs or recent legislative changes. The SSA did announce a 2.5% cost of living adjustment, COLA, for 2025, effective January 2025, increasing average monthly retirement benefits by about $50, and supplemental security income, SSI, payments by a similar proportional amount. Additionally, posts on X and some web sources mention the Social Security Fairness Act, signed in January 2025, which eliminates the windfall elimination provision, WEP, and government pension offset, GPO. This change boosts payments for over 3.2 million beneficiaries, with retroactive lump sums and monthly increases ranging from $360 to $1,190 on average, depending on individual circumstances. However, none of these updates involve a $555,000 or $5,000 one-time payment, nor do they require a 72-hour eligibility verification. The idea of a massive $555,000 payment is implausible. The SSA's entire budget for 2025 doesn't support such an enormous per-person payout for millions of beneficiaries. Even the $5,000 figure, while less extreme, lacks evidence in official SSA statements. The Fairness Act's retroactive payments, for instance, are calculated based on past underpayments due to WEP GPO, not a flat $5,000, and distribution began in early 2025, not within a 72-hour window. Moreover, the SSA doesn't typically require urgent verification for supplemental funds. Regular benefit adjustments like COLA are automatic, and the Fairness Act payments are being processed without beneficiaries needing to apply within a tight deadline. Your text also suggests this is an emergency relief measure due to inflation and past calculation errors, processed at unprecedented speed. While inflation has indeed prompted COLA increases, and the Fairness Act addresses historical inequities, there's no evidence of a rapid, one-time $5,000 payment to correct system limitations. The SSA's processes are notoriously methodical. Emergency measures like the $250 payments under the 2009 American Recovery and Reinvestment Act took weeks, not 72 hours, and were explicitly announced. The urgency and verification process you describe sound more like a scam tactic than SSA policy. The agency warns against fraudsters exploiting beneficiaries with fake calls or emails demanding personal information, which aligns with your caution about vigilance but contradicts the idea of a legitimate SSA hotline or portal for this purpose. Now, let's address eligibility and process. You mention criteria like receiving benefits for 24 months or before specific dates, e.g., January 2023 for retirement, March 2023 for SSDI. These don't match any SSA program criteria for 2025. The Fairness Act applies to those affected by WEP GPO, mostly public sector retirees with non-covered pensions, without a 24-month threshold. SSI eligibility, meanwhile, hinges on income and resources, not benefit duration. The verification process via My Social Security or a hotline isn't required for COLA or Fairness Act payments, further undermining your claim. Paper checks are still issued, but the SSA prioritizes direct deposit, and there's no week-long deadline to claim funds before they're exhausted. So, what's the reality? As of March 5, 2025, the SSA's big news is the Fairness Act and the 2.5% COLA. Posts on X from late February 2025, e.g., at Nick_Breaker, at Mega_Patriot, mention lump sums and payment boosts, likely referencing the Fairness Act, but exaggerate timelines and amounts without official backing. Web sources like CBS News, February 28, 2025, confirm a boost for 3.2 million starting in April, tied to the Fairness Act, not a $5,000 emergency fund. The $555,000 figure seems to be a typo or sensationalism. Perhaps you meant $5,000, but even that lacks support. Here's my response in a human, conversational tone, broken into digestible phrases. Hey, I've got some breaking news to unpack for you. Hold on tight, because this one's a wild ride. You might have heard a rumor buzzing around that the Social Security Administration just dropped a bombshell, a massive $555,000 payment hitting bank accounts in the next 72 hours. Yeah, I know, sounds insane, right? There's even talk of a $5,000 supplemental payment for millions of beneficiaries, with a fast closing deadline to apply. I'm guessing you're wondering if this is legit and what you need to do to grab your share before it's gone. Well, let's hit pause and dig into this. I've checked the latest from the SSA. It's March 5, 2025, today, and here's the deal. There's no announcement about a $555,000 or $5,000 one-time payment. Nada. Zilch. What is real is the Social Security Fairness Act, signed in January 2025. It's boosting payments for over 3 million folks by scrapping some old rules that cut their benefits, like the windfall elimination provision. People are getting lump sums for back payments and monthly bumps, maybe $360 to $1,190 on average, starting soon, like April. But $555,000? That's not even in the ballpark. It'd bankrupt the system. The 72-hour thing? Doesn't add up either. The SSA isn't known for lightning-fast moves. They're more like a slow and steady tortoise. And this verify now or lose it vibe sounds fishy. The real boosts, like the 2.5% COLA for 2025, happen automatically, no scrambling required. You don't need to log into My Social Security or call a hotline to claim this supposed $5,000. Scammers love that kind of urgency, though, so watch out for fakes pretending to be the SSA. Who qualifies, you ask? The Fairness Act helps retirees with certain pensions, not just anyone who's been on benefits for 24 months. The COLA's for everyone, 68 million beneficiaries, adding about $50 a month. No emergency fund tied to inflation or calculation errors here. If you're on Social Security, check your account for real updates, but don't sweat a week-long deadline, there isn't one. So, bottom line, no $555,000 jackpot or $5,000 windfall with a 72-hour clock. Share this with your friends if it clears things up. They'll thank you for saving them from a wild goose chase. Got questions? Hit me up, I'm here to sort through the noise. No $555,000 or $5,000 SSA payment exists. Only the Fairness Act and 2.5% COLA are real. Skip the 72-hour scam. Check official updates and share to save friends from the hype. Like and subscribe to our channel for more updates. No $555,000 SSA scam, just real Fairness Act and COLA news.